All right, look at us.
Adam,
We're
that
back.
was your name.
We're back. We're live. I just saw that Gibbs had resubscribed, and you are super awesome. So thank you so much, Gibbs. The ultimate supporter, as always. And there's a couple of you out there that definitely just keep the love coming, and we appreciate you. So last week, we kind of did a finish cleanup episode. Actually, last week was the return of Ratul, of the Great Ratul, as it were, kind of returning home or returning to the Auric section of this dungeon and having a moment to kind of get some revenge on a couple of orcs, a goblin leader, and some other critters that kind of did the party wrong in a previous session and kind of sent them tumbling off of this rope and wood bridge and into this 200-foot chasm to the depths below. So Ratua was understandably angry about this turn of events and definitely had some of that to lash out at these orcs with, and it was a good time. So those events were kind of coming to a close, the party made their way outside of this dungeon, this mine dwarven fortress called Kundrakar, and made their way through the woods and kind of camped through the night, kind of an uneventful night at a sort of a crossroads where they were safe enough and close enough to young Geridol's village that she could safely go along on her own way and back to her home. And so, in the course of this evening, you guys are sitting around a nice campfire, eating what's left of the bear rations, which was cooked up very nicely. And yes.
See, now that we're out of it and we're back in the woods, I would just go hunting. I lived there. I would go get fresh meat.
It's true. Bear rations, some fresh venison, or some rabbit, perhaps a couple squirrels, whatever you managed to kind of scrounge up out of the forest.
Grab some berries and some fruit.
A salad for the elf.
She can get her own. The elf can get her own fruit and salad. I'm just kidding.
Mara's not a vegetarian.
Hey, are we live on the Twitch? Because it's not showing live for me.
It shows live for me.
I'm seeing just our little hold off screen.
No, we're live.
Yeah.
Let me reload Twitch and see if that's the problem then.
Mara's not a vegetarian.
So Mara just reaches down and grabs a big old hunk of leg. As Yin Yang kind of makes the joke, Mara just reaches down and grabs a hunk of leg off of this venison and just starts eating a whole haunch.
Oh, I thought she was going to be cannibalizing people or something.
I mean,
or isn't that type of evil? No.
What? Mara, evil? What would make you think that?
What?
I don't know. Are there any events that... I mean, let's revisit this little trip through Kundrakar here. Are there any events that really stick out to you guys as you guys are sitting around this campfire?
Oh, yeah. How about you go ahead and pull that dagger out of my back for me?
You mean the dagger I prevented being stuck there?
I'm not the one she wanted.
Yeah, she wanted to kill Gok.
Actually, it was you originally.
No, she could have used me. That was just a trick of hers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're not that special, but works for me.
I know. Look, she's getting this from one user to another user. Just wanted to use, man. Yeah.
So, by the way, I know you said we had sent Geridol off. Did we want to give her a cut or a set amount to get started with?
Did she leave?
We had to take that.
So she hasn't left quite yet. She is with you guys, sitting around this little campsite that you guys kind of made in the woods here. And, clearly a path leads off, towards her village. Mm-hmm. And, she assures you guys that she is, indeed safe here. And then, kind of says, with what you've taught me, I think I'll be okay. I think my lot in life has changed quite a bit since I've met you all.
Nothing like a traumatic experience to teach us some good lessons.
You've grown since I've seen you.
You're not a worthless human.
Wait,
Yes,
praise from Mara? What is this? Where did you go? Bring
It's like
the
best
evil bitch
compliment
back.
Mara could give.
I feel like
we're-
that's the closest to a compliment I'll get from her, so I'll accept it.
Like-
It has been trying. I don't think I could have survived without making these changes you speak of. I know I couldn't have survived without you all.
Do you intend to just stay here in the area and try to make a living for yourself, or do you have, I guess, more callings, do you think?
Well, I still have to deal with this pledge. We'll call it.
How much would it cost to get you out of that?
Well, judging from what you guys were scooping out of that dragon horde, perhaps maybe I'll have enough to take care of that on my own.
I mean, with what you are now, you could just take him out in the middle of the 999. Don't believe me there. That's just me being sarcastic. That is a bad thing to do. Do not go and kill people for no reason.
Do not murder
It's
people.
not no reason. She definitely has a good reason. She doesn't want to be. She doesn't want it.
Zip it, Mara. Do not be an instigator here. I'm just trying to make a joke.
You
Mara,
are
do not-
independent.
do not turn our little one
do
into a
what you
murderer.
want. That's what power gives you. The ability to do what you want.
Well, I'll admit
Well, yeah, that's not entirely true because you can thank the power of the group saving you from me.
Remember, powerful individuals don't have to follow the same rules as everyone else.
Oh, crap. I just sort of
That's
waved,
when you get tyrants.
I just waved the two of them off and I just looked towards Gyarados. You
Okay.
have made your own path. You have made your own strides. You are as much entitled to the loot we have as any of us. Take as you wish.
So how many ways are we splitting this so I can go ahead and tally up our totals here since I seem to be the resident bookkeeper despite the book person being right there.
You do notice that she would try to skim some for herself if she tried.
This is true.
I mean, we're splitting it 7 ways, aren't we?
Admittedly though, seeing that shiny little sword there on her belt, I think she's already got herself a pretty penny.
It's not on my belt. It's like attached to my pack.
Okay, it's still visible though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that expensive looking Turgeddon sword there.
I'm holding on to it so we can sell it back to the broker.
Mm.
He offered a lot for it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we don't have to give that guy too much, you know? Hey.
I mean, he's willing to pay. That's the most important thing.
I think we still have to deal with the whole moral conundrum of we told him not to get rid of that heart of iron
Might have
because
to
it was
kill
an
him.
evil artifact, and then he gave it to you, who ultimately has freed an evil succubus trying to bring back an elder god?
What are you talking about? None of that is true. First of all, he never gave me the heart of iron. Second of all, the heart of iron.
Yeah, you did. You gave it to her when she forged
No,
the dagger.
He gave me a box, and it happened to have a whistle in the box.
Then how did she get the dagger? Because I thought you brought it to her.
No.
No.
Someone else gave her the heart.
Yeah.
The broker gave it to her, is what I thought.
We don't know how she got a hold of it. The broker may have been completely like not in that situation at all. Maybe the broker was selling it to someone else and it got stolen.
Oh god, what if he's dead and we're out of payday?
Well, I don't like the
I
broker.
mean,
about that.
not dead.
I don't like the broker, so I hope he sold it or gave it to her.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta kill that guy. He can't be dead yet.
The broker's a fine gentleman. He does trade.
Yeah, but I mean, I gotta kill him for all this stuff. That's how this works.
He obviously has countermeasures.
No, Gok. No.
I
If
think-
he's
I think-
Oh, come on. Come
I think
on.
there's this- I joke about it, but Gok, I think, really would kill him.
Yeah, so I'm like, no.
It wouldn't be hurting anybody here.
I
Come
feel
on.
like Gok would try.
Yeah, the
Maybe
drug.
try.
You can certainly try.
I feel like
Look.
Gok would try.
I've seen humans like him before. There's no right or wrong with him, only coin. The succubus obviously offered something for that whistle, and he took it.
Maybe.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, to be honest, you know, like, I kind of seen, you know, like, just dudes around and stuff, like, I've heard about him and stuff, and, like, yeah, you know, I did a little checking around on him, you know, and he seems like he's kind of just, like, on that level, you know, like, he just kind of cares about that coin, like, you know, he'll just deal with anybody's.
Greed is his motivation. We can't expect him to hold values.
Thank you.
And green has cost worse things than if you look at history.
What's green?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna
I
tell
said-
you
I
he's
said
wrong
greed.
about that.
I mean, yeah. It's like, are you being offensive to green people?
No, I said
I said
greed.
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 No, I thought.
Greed.
I heard green too.
The war starts between the mixed words of green and green.
Green
Like,
on
look.
What are you
green.
talking about? If everybody just believed in green, the world would be a lot chiller of a place.
So
Yeah,
And
everybody's
if it was
believing-
green, I would die. Though.
The only one that's green here now is Red Tool, so.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I'm not green anymore. I'm black. I'm a black
You're
guy.
green on the
Obsidian.
inside.
Obsidian. Yeah.
True.
As far as I can count, there are 7 of us, so we split the loot
So
7.
there are 8 of us actually.
Yeah, what am I, like Swiss cheese over here? Like, I can't
Yes.
even get, like, a little bit
No.
of treasures? Like, I'm just
There-
all
God
over
can
here.
you share a purse, and I have no doubt that I have no doubt about you, Jot, that you probably took yourself a stash of that coin.
I would never.
There's
Really?
just-
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't even have to make an inside try. I know you're full of crap because remember all the loot we took off you from that cave when we first met you? Yeah, you're full of it, Jot. I know better.
You guys,
mean,
there
they
was
did
like this
shake
whole
you down.
sections of the dungeons, like you guys didn't even go as explosive, and I like went and I got some treasures for you, and you guys are all mad at me for it.
Indigo.
Yeah.
We're not mad at you for
I like to
doing
try
it.
to
We're just mad at you for trying to
grapple
keep it.
There's a.
Crap.
Can I just remind everyone there's a revenant that makes 8.
Oh.
Sharhol is not going to want anything.
I know, but
Okay,
they're
yeah.
all.
Sharhala doesn't care about anything but finding this dagger and destroying it.
Indigo. Did you
Yes.
hear what I said?
What did you roll?
Oh, I'm. Let me just.
Why are you trying to grapple Jot? He's a nice little guy.
15.
Oh, Jot breaks. This would be awesome.
Who squeals on people?
And he just like dodges out of the way.
Where is
Out of
that
the
Jot?
grip.
Get over here, you little Jot.
Yeah. Jot's kind of on thin ice
He's
right now.
dexterous.
Oh.
Oh.
Not that.
He also threw you under the bus last week.
There's that.
Yeah, I know. Threw me under the bus.
All
He's
right,
gonna
so
Tinkerbell, just pat him.
you are definitely successful here. So what do you do to Jot in this situation?
Last chance.
I mean, what do you want from me there, big guy? Like, I'm just telling you, you know, it's, As you're like shaking him and hammering on him, you see like just like a coin falls out, and then all of a sudden another coin falls out, and then all of a sudden ting 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 ting, just several coins just falling out all over the floor.
See, I told you, I knew better, and I was gonna let you have it.
Let me go, you big bastard!
Not until I stop hearing cleaning.
Out of that, here! And you see him just like shake his arms, and all of a sudden like 500 silver coins just like
Holy fuck!
out across the ground.
I'm in.
Good job, Jot. Jot.
Oh, that hurts so bad. Ow, ow.
Okay, right, cool. Now,
For good measure.
Oh,
alright, or it's good. It's good. Why not let him just go ahead and have that cut? We just had our fun.
God, I was just taking a little bit of my cut, guy. I think he broke something.
Poor Jot.
I say we let Jot keep what he managed to get. Honestly, from what I'm seeing here, compared to our pile, that's not a whole lot.
Oh, now I get to keep it. That's what he says.
Oh, like I said, that was just for amusement. Welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah.
And you see, he just starts walking around, just picking up one silver coin at a time. He's like, oh, that hurts so bad. Oh, ow. I'm gonna remember that for like 300 years.
Good.
I'm putting our dividends in the chat, by the way. in
Oh,
the
nice.
roll 20.
I mean, the boss guy, he just leaves it over there, dumps it under this rugs and stuff, and I'm just trying to rescue it so it doesn't get leaves over here. And look at me just getting shaken around like an old marionette. Like when you see some
What?
strings
God,
on me.
could you stop lying?
What? Hang on,
Sorry,
what was that, Gok?
What are you talking? Wait, what?
What are you talking about, Yin
What did I-
Yang?
What did you say, Jot? He
What did I
took
say?
money out. He took money out of that chest and put it aside. Is that what you just said?
Why are you always accusing people of stuff there, Flim Flam? You're like,
No.
Mr.
You just said that he did. I thought you just told us that he did.
What? I would never. That's the boss over there. You think I'm just gonna out the boss like that?
Yeah, you did
I
once
slowly
already.
turn towards Gok.
What?
What did you find in that room? I believed you when you told me you didn't find anything. But now we have a conflicting story, so I'm going to ask you again.
Okay. First off, I told you I found a chest full of silver, and I gave it to you. And what is
Well,
suspicious about that at all?
I've already made my check, so that's on y'all. I'm just questioning him because it's been brought up.
I don't care.
I'm just saying. Come on. I had a chest of silver.
Inspiration for this.
What? What?
Inspiration insight check.
You can't. I can't believe you. I can't believe you. You're making me roll for this,
Roll
man.
deception.
Come on. Thought we were buddies right now. But to be fair, I've been very buddy. Okay.
Come on, I know you're gonna roll good deception. Let's see it.
You mean you're jinxing it, so I roll a 1, aren't you? SOB.
Oh shit! That's a natural
So it
20
continues.
right there.
God dang it!
So-
Please, is this gonna happen again this session? Are you kidding me?
Oh my god!
So Gok is very convincing in what he's telling
I
you
believe
guys.
for one. Plus, I don't care.
Everybody
Alright,
believes
so that's
me.
everybody's gold split that's in roll 20 right now. We haven't divided gems or anything like that. That's just gold split right there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Where is that?
So we got 600 GP each, 1,981 silver pieces each, and 543 copper pieces.
Okay, let me write that down. I can't hold that much. That's too heavy for me. So
I'm just saying, that's, instead of us having a total of the loot notes, you can just go ahead and put that value down as your individual fund. It's just in the bag.
Yep, I've
Just
added
for
my
sake of
fun to
ease.
my stuff.
gotcha. Thank you.
You can literally just turn the weight off on your character unless you want to carry a certain amount on you, but just make a
I have it.
Yeah.
I'm playing my special treasure notes.
Oh, you
I was
divided
gonna say you
it.
could always make a resource for it.
You divided it
a
7
resource
ways?
tab. Yes, by 7. So Jaredell plus us, and then Shahhala said she didn't want anything. So I guess if somebody wants to message Brasnic his cut too, by the way.
Poor John.
Yeah.
Isn't
Left
that
out
much
the
money?
cut.
I need more. Give me more.
I got 500 silver.
What are you talking about? If John wants anything, you probably just ask Gok for it. Gok has an extra side purse.
Yeah.
It was just for fun to mess with him.
It's okay. I don't even count like as a whole person over here. That's okay. I'm just a little guy. I'm just a piece of Gok.
John,
Don't ever say that again.
You count to me, okay? You're the greatest minion I've ever seen.
I'm surprised you can count.
Wow.
Wow.
That was
Really,
really,
Mara?
that was really rude, Mara, just for no reason at all right there. So I just...
Look, I mean, yeah. Come
And
on.
actually, it was kind of funny. I'm just saying it was a little funny, and also at the same time.
I don't know what they teach demons.
I mean, yeah, can't be talking to the boss like that. That's rude.
I think she's talking about you.
High school.
I'm talking about you.
Oh. What do you mean I can't count? I counted all these silver coins when I was...
I just said I didn't know if you could count.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get back to work over here.
You do that.
Soon start picking up coins again.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. I forgot to split up our platinum pieces. Give me 1 second. We have some platinum in there too.
We have a lot of...
Oh, we're rich.
Oh yeah, I forgot the platinum. Oh shit.
What a nice
That
deal
is
to make you guys so rich all
17
of a
platinum
sudden.
each.
Ratul. That's
17?
a bad word.
Yes, 17
No.
platinum each.
I mean,
17 or
Hang on. Sorry, 17 platinum each, and if I'm doing the dividend math here, 14 GP off that,
5
because
gold.
it doesn't quite break down. Or I can round up at the GM's discretion, but our value is at pretty much 17.14 a piece.
okay.
So I'm imagining that's
And we will just
17
give the other
platinum
person-
and 14 gold.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
No, it would be. No, because remember, 10 gold equals a platinum, not 100 gold equals a platinum.
Oh, that was 100 gold was a platinum.
No, 14. No, 10. It's always 10s. 10 copper to silver, 10 silver
Yeah.
to a gold, 10 gold to a plat.
So it's 1 gold and 4 silver.
Okay, so and yeah,
It's
1
1
gold, 4
gold and
silver.
4 silver. So
Yep, 1
7
gold, 4 silver.
PP.
Oh my god.
All right. So much financial distribution going on here tonight. Tonight's definitely going to be like a shopping episode. We're going to be bullshitting around the campfire here for a minute. So as you guys are kind of talking about this situation here and moving on, Jaredel says, I don't want any, anything from any of those ears or any of the weapons or anything like that. But I appreciate you for some of this money here, so I can see what the future holds. I don't wish to marry this man. My father's arranged this thing, and I feel so far away now from everything I've been through to even have to consider such a thing. But family is important, and well, I have to figure out some way to honor my father and not have to do this thing. I heard he is a wizard.
Ooh.
Now Mars interested.
Obviously, my first impressions of wizards is not that great, so it does leave me with a little bit of something to worry about, I fear.
Someone to get this.
Wait, okay, hang on a second. If it's 10s, how much are electrums worth? Because there's an EP on my.
We
here,
do-
too.
Like
No one.
the gold.
It's always half a gold. It's half a gold. 5 silver is half a gold. Electrum are like the in-between between the two.
I believe there was also astral dust, right?
I don't think you guys have astral dust or like.
We do not have astral dust.
But that's
Okay,
like
we have
something
astral
higher
dust.
than
So,
it's like higher than gold.
Yeah.
I look over to Grybek and just ask, "Do you have a piece of string or chain?"
Oh, yeah. I just hand him a piece of chain. I can make it out of anything.
okay. What are you doing with this chain?
Here's some chain.
I go ahead and just sort of pull up one of the sort of long, the sort of over draping bear paws of my bear cloak
Uh-huh.
and just tear off one of the claws.
Okay. What are you doing with this claw?
I'm gonna try to make a necklace out of it using the chain.
Okay. Is that a little project you're going to work on throughout the night? Or for
Yeah.
a little while, anyway?
And Grybek, you have taken the statue, the Mithra statue, and already put it in your inventory, right?
Yep.
1 foot tall Mithra statue worth 500.
Can I ask Jaredel the name of the person she's betrothed to?
She just kind of looks at you for a moment, and this is probably like one of the most guarded looks she's ever given you. And she just says, I don't think I wish to reveal that information.
Cool.
This is something I must handle. If I can buy my way out of this thing, then I'll give out everything I've gotten.
Well, you've got quite a haul.
It has nothing to do with me interfering. This is mostly just so. You said that they're a wizard, and I might have heard of them. Give you a little information. Plus, there are some ways for me to divine information about others.
Yes, well, I'm not sure I wish for you to be looking too deeply into my life. I don't fully trust you.
Well, understandable, I guess.
She just kind of nods. So as the night kind of goes on, you guys do definitely kind of talk about events going into Kundakar, and then it is uneventful. And
Can I identify the silk cloth and the crystal, or sorry, the glass ball?
Yes, I've forgotten about that. So
Yeah, we have
you
the
do
orbital
pull
glass
out,
and-
you use the detect magic, and then you.
Identify, actually.
Okay, you're gonna try and identify it. Well, actually, as you open up this little, when you get the cloth with, it feels like there's some kind of weight to it, right? As you kind of start investigating it, you see like part of the seam seems to be loose, and as you kind of work it open, you just kind of upend what it turns out to be sort of like a little bag or a pouch of sorts, and inside of it you find a ruby.
A ruby?
A ruby.
Okay.
When you attempt to identify, it doesn't come up with any sort of magic or anything like that.
How much is it worth?
It's about 300 gold pieces.
I'll put that with the loot.
Alright, I'll go ahead and add it to the total for 300.
When you turn your attention and your magic to this crystal sphere, and it looks very delicate, and as you're handling it, it seems to have like a lot more rigidity to it. You know, like it has a lot more toughness than it seems like it should for such a thin piece of glass. And as you do complete the identify spell, you recognize this device as a drift globe.
Ooh, drift globe.
Into what?
It's a drift globe.
Oh, interesting.
Basically torch on a stick, but better.
It's like it's like light on a thing that just follows you, right?
Yep. And it's a bigger light ball. It's 60 feet.
And it can do daylight, right?
Yep, once per day.
Yeah, I will. I'll hold on to that.
Okay.
I'll put it. I'll explain it to the party and say, does anyone need this?
Nope, not anymore, and I tap my goggles.
Okay.
What, do you
Try
need
to
this?
activate it?
Yeah, I'll activate it, just to show it off to people.
Are we hold on, is it nighttime?
It is.
Do you really want to do that in the midst of night?
I can wait. I'll hold on to it then.
Because, I mean, if the way you explain that thing is, we're pretty much just creating a giant beacon in the middle of the night for anything that can see us within however far.
Well, true.
I just wanted to bring that up to you. You can still do it if you want, just
Out
be
of
prepared
character. Mara's not the wisest, so she doesn't really think about common sense stuff like that.
Okay.
Thankfully, I am.
All right. Okay.
We have a potion here separating the brown, silver, and gray layers resembling bands of stone. Did we ever find out what that is?
That's a potion of climbing.
Did we do that?
It's true. You did, well, see, Brasnic's not here, so. Brasnic found another potion. Yeah. So, I don't know if he would speak up about that or not in this situation.
We'll say no,
No.
just
So,
so we don't accidentally.
Okay, so I guess just put the potion of climbing on his character when you can, and then if he ever reveals it to us, he ever reveals it to us.
it's not the potion of climbing.
Oh.
You
It's
guys,
just not.
You guys already identified and put that in the loop. It's a
Anybody have any use for that?
It's a potion that has a kind of a clear liquid in it, and it's got like it looks like a fingernail floating in it.
Well, I'm asking if anybody has any use for that.
Nope.
The potion of climbing.
And
Not
that's
really.
pretty much just gives you a climbing speed, right?
I'll have to read it again. I think doesn't it? It doesn't do spider climbing.
No,
Yeah,
it
no,
just gives
that's
you a
what I
climb
was thinking
speed.
of.
That's it.
Right. So,
That sounds like then I guess we can just find out how much it's worth because nobody has any use for it.
well,
mean-
you never know. You probably don't because you're a monk and you can just climb shit. Someone else might. Brasnic's kind of a rotund dwarf. He might need to climb the outside of a building to get in a room or something. It's like,
Yeah, I think
fuck
we
yeah.
should just hold it.
So, as the night progresses, you guys do kind of, as I said, reminisce about the events through Kundakar. As morning approaches, you guys kind of wake up, have a quick and cold breakfast. And
Oh, I'm gonna store some spells in my ring.
Okay. And after this breakfast, which is like, trail bread and cheese type of a sort of a breakfast.
What are you talking about? We got rabbit.
And cold rabbit. As you guys get ready to move back towards this portal, and when you guys came through, the portal that does lie underneath the Manicore's tail kind of just dropped you into the woods. And where it had exited had just been sort of like in the side of this big boulder. And you know that you guys are not too far away from that location now. Whether or not this portal awaits you is still a mystery.
DM, sorry to interrupt, but has Jared already separated from us, or is she still with us?
She has not.
I was literally about to do the same thing. As like, are we gonna take her back home, or do you think you're comfortable enough getting back on your own?
Oh, I'm sure I can make it from here. It's not too far, just around the bend.
Yep, hearing that, I go ahead and just sort of walk up to her.
Okay.
And I present a closed hand out to her and slowly open it to show the bear claw on a chain.
You see her just kind of get like kind of a look on her face, like she's definitely very moved, and she reaches out and she takes it out of your hand, and she kind of just kind of takes the back of your hand and then rests her hand in yours, and then she says, "You've really opened my eyes to looking at people on the inside for who they are. Never forget you."
You help fight with me. Help me find my father and my brother. Though neither stands in this world now. You helped fight with me. I help bring you back. From this day forth, I consider you a member of my tribe. You are forever a member of the Zorak clan.
She actually seems to take that very seriously, and she just kind of nods her head to you with a lot of respect. I guess that makes you the chieftain, eh?
Did you just propose to her?
Shut up, you!
You just gave her an item of value, invited her into your clan. That sounds like a proposal to me.
Isn't there technically no clan?
Is that an orc proposal? Is that how that works?
Sounds like it to me.
I don't know. Thought there had to be like somebody died, or there had to be some legendary animal. Guys, that's like, here you go.
I just go ahead and grab Gok's face and just start squeezing.
And Blake's like, why are you guys stepping on my moment? Fuck off.
I would have thought it'd be more like Cleon, like there'd been a lot of violence and blood.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Well, he's an orc of a different sort. And she does, kind of pat you on your hand, and she says, I feel like for sure I would have just run screaming back to the village, calling for the militia to come and deal with you and your family, and now I find myself a part of that. And it just seems right. I thank you all. You've all taught me so much. I do hope to see you again.
I'll walk up and ask her for a hug real quick.
Okay.
Say goodbye real quick.
She definitely gives you a hug. She gives Ratul a hug. She kind of leans over and gives Grybek a big ol' hug. She says, "The next time you kill me, aim better." It gives you a tug at the beard.
That's the first blush he's ever had. Like, oh. And I'm actually going to give Jaredel a map to what I know of the Underdark, just hand drawn, quick, because I know she wants to go there. but
Yeah.
making sure it has where Ironsworn Keep is, so she has a safe base of operations.
Okay.
I'll definitely try and check in on you at some point. You're a very interesting human.
Oh,
Yeah, Yin just kind of looks over at,
I believe
kind of
that's
glares
the,
over at, huh,
I
okay.
believe that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
it's full of nice things tonight.
Well, I was gonna say, while I was giving her a hug and stuff like that, tell her I was like, I'm sorry I couldn't save Corona. And let me see that statue once more. I've kind of gotten a little bit better, and I want to take the statue I made from her and kind of like try to fine-tune the details so it looks a little bit closer instead of like a rough statue. I kind of want to take some time, maybe I could even done this last night. Take some time with it, smooth it up, make it look nice, presentable, give it a base, kind of like take a rock and then fuse it to a stand so she has somewhere to place it. Find a good place for that.
I'll treasure this always, thank you. I do miss her.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't save her too. Or we couldn't. It wasn't just me. We were all here.
I think I died like 3 or 4 times throughout the course of this whole adventure, so I'm just glad one of us made it.
It's still a shame you both couldn't.
She kind of looks over at you, Gok. Well, off with you then, Runt. Aye?
I mean, you were pretty okay, you know?
We'll be seeing you again, little one.
And I hope you have a good adventure.
You need to work on your you need to work on your goodbyes a little bit, Gok.
Look, it's already hurting me internally to say that.
Let's put this in perspective
Going
here.
to be nice enough, okay?
I have to go and deal with a prearranged marriage with some wizard I know barely naught about. And you have a demon inside of you that wants ultimate power and wants you to gain it for him. Or perhaps you'll die. I feel like between the two of us, perhaps I have the lesser challenge.
Well,
Marriage is quite complicated.
Yes, well, it has its downfalls.
And Grybek just goes, yes, it does. And that's all he says.
Alright. Okay, so yeah, she gives you guys all a hug again. Even Mara, she kind of like reaches her arms out towards you to give you the option of a hug.
She doesn't really know what she's doing. She's very confused.
And she kind of laughs a little bit and
Like,
hugs you. Like walks over and gives you the awkward hug, you know. There you
No
go.
hugs in elf culture.
You'll get better at that as you go.
You can touch me.
I know the whole time you're like super stiff, like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on right now? Alright, so yeah, she kind of turns and gives you guys all a glance for a moment and then turns and makes her way off. Kind of disappears around the bend after a moment.
after she's out of sight, I'm gonna walk up to Gok. Have Jot follow her for a little while for me, if you don't mind. Just to make sure she gets back okay.
Sure.
Do you really want Jot doing that?
Yeah.
He's just got to keep an eye on her.
I got this. Don't worry about this. Anything comes out, you know, it just jumps out and scares them and be like, oogity boogity. You know what I mean?
I would really don't do that because I don't want you to be filled like a pincushion, and I don't.
I'm not gonna oogity boogity at like a whole bunch of guys. I'm just gonna be like, if someone comes out and they're like, hey, you're all walking alone and you're just like a girls and stuff, and I'm gonna like jump out at you, so I'm gonna be like, ah! You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not asking for a whole lot, just to make sure she gets back to the village
she gets
okay.
home. Okay. Just do that.
Jot the brave.
Okay.
Do that.
I
I
got
just need
you.
you to do that.
I got this.
So no extra. Just do that.
You see him bloop, disappear. You're,
And with that
Okay,
being
like
said,
It's a grave mistake.
I feel like we have to make our way back now.
Alright. So as you guys start heading back in general direction, you have a pretty good direction sense growing up in the woods. You do end up finding this boulder, and you hear kind of in your mind, Jot, you're like, yeah, she's like all homes, and there's like, you know, tears and all this like sappy stuff, so I'm like, I'm good, like I can just get out of here now, right?
It's been what 10
Couple
seconds?
No, you guys have traveled for a while. You definitely traveled
like I
for a
said,
while
we
to
kinda
get
took
back
off.
to. It was this basically a huge boulder that this portal had kind of just opened up in the side of this boulder, and this is where you guys had come out from the tavern. So it does take a little bit of time to get back there. So he kind of takes her home, makes sure she gets there, and then flits his way back to you guys at full speed. And about the time you guys are getting to where this portal is, he reaches you guys again. So, you do come up to this boulder, and as you get closer to it, all of a sudden you just see this like a spark of green, and then it just slowly starts growing, and you see it swirling and growing larger and swirling, and finally grows to a full portal size of this green swirling energy that you all recognize.
So wait, it wasn't there until we walked up?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna examine myself for brands. Like, how did I know we were here?
Yeah.
Grybek's just gonna walk through it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take one last look back at the mountain tooth. That'll sigh with a small orcish prayer towards my father and my brother's soul, and walk through the portal.
I'll walk through with him, patting him on the shoulder.
Yeah, I'll go through, I guess.
I will go through also, you know.
And Brasnic obviously with us.
Yeah, and Jot, flies down, lands on your shoulder, Gok, and as you guys walk through, you hear it behind you. As you step out the other side, you see a familiar face. And you see this whole table in the center of this room laid out with this huge feast. And you see Miss Bellavain standing there. She says, well, back just on time.
How did you know when we'd be back?
She kind of gestures over towards this huge spread that's laid out around this table.
Grybek doesn't even question it. I just grab some meat and start eating it.
How did you know the exact time we would come back?
That's true, actually. I'm kind of weirded out by that.
Well, you know, Pa.
To have hot food prepared.
Pa seems to know things. Would you rather
Pa?
question it or have a feast?
I'm gonna do an insight check on that.
Just shut up and eat.
I'm not saying. I'm just gonna try and see if I can figure out what's what here.
I mean, you're not poisoning us all and then just gonna take all the loot off of us, are you? Right now?
She laughs a little bit at that, and she says, you're a clever one, aren't you?
We just ate breakfast not too long ago, so
I'm gonna do.
maybe
I
I'll
would
partake a little bit later.
Cheese.
I mean, I'm just saying that's what a goblin would do. You know, the leader would usually poison his underling. Like, take all of his stuff.
She definitely seems to be very sincere.
Okay, cool.
I'll
have some.
insight. Well, I don't know. I guess that's not insight. But her father is Tobias Vane, obviously the proprietor of this establishment, and she just seems to say that her father seems to know things. That's her only explanation that she gives you. She kind of gives you a wink, Yin Yang, as she walks out the door. She says, Father's given this room over to you all as a ready room for you to prepare for your future adventures.
My father seemed to know things as well.
Yes, we know that too. She just turns and walks away.
Wait, did she actually say that?
Yeah.
Does she?
She does.
Mara's eyes go wide. And she's like, what? Out loud, she says, what?
So you see the secret door just kind of close behind her as she walks on.
Leave the lady alone, Mara.
So, you guys find this feast. You definitely see it, a few huge jugs of beer, of ale, of wine, some nice dwarven ale, of course, and some really fancy elven wine. You see, obviously, a huge hunch of meat sitting out there, as along with a bunch of really nicely grilled steaks, potatoes, vegetables, just this huge layout of food for you guys.
Yeah, I just go ahead and just say, fuck it. I grab myself some meat, I grab myself a big old thing of ale, and I just start munching.
Yeah. Same with Grybek, except for I grab a dwarven ale and I give it to the dragon slayer and tell him to drink it.
Okay.
Mara
Yeah, we
doesn't.
just ate that. We just
he
ate
is-
that long
he is
ago.
like-
He's not eating.
Gok the
Yeah.
Dragon
Mara
Slayer.
was going to eat, but after she said that, she's like rubbing her head and thinking like, how did she know?
Maybe she's
Confused
just
Mara for
fucking
life.
Yeah, no, that's what Mara's thinking. She's got to be fucking with me, right?
Look, I'm not gonna question. If it's not poison, then, you know.
So,
I'm gonna hang back a little while and watch them eat and see if anything happens over the course of like an hour, and maybe I can just reheat it up.
I mean, I'm just gonna
Tobias-
watch everybody eat first and see how they
Tobias isn't
react.
trying to poison you guys, I promise.
Then I'll
No,
eat.
no, Mara isn't like afraid of that. She's just like very confused and she's puzzled, and so she's like thinking it through.
Okay.
I'm like,
Getting stuck
goblin
on
with
how
you,
the fact that
man.
they knew when they were going to arrive at a random time to have hot food prepared. He's like, wait a minute, how? How did they know when we would be back? And the
I
exact
would be
moment we would be back
asking-
for her to be waiting.
I'd be asking those exact questions, my friend.
So I'm not. We just ate not too long ago. I'm not super hungry. I'm not eating this.
Well, it was
until, like,
actually a good journey. It was probably 4 to 6 hours, that walk through the woods to get back to where the portal was. So it wasn't like you just ate, and you probably actually would be pretty famished after it.
No,
Mara's
it's
gonna eventually
bread
give
and
up on trying to
cheese.
figure out what happened and eat.
And actually, you know, and smelling the smells and watching Grybek just dig in and watching Red Tool eventually sit down and dig in. I'm sure Brasnic probably would just be digging in as well. I mean, there's vittles. Rogues don't mess around. Rogues don't know where their next meal's coming from, so... So definitely a nice little feast laid out for you guys. She did mention as she walks out, if you would like any fiery grogs, you'll have to come upstairs.
I think I'll take him up on that and head upstairs. Because I was getting ready to ask the question. I was like, "Where's the good stuff?"
Yeah, I'm gonna come up there for some fiery grog as well.
Isn't that a challenge to drink? Not like something that you like to drink?
No,
You're
this
talking about. I
need
drank 3 of
this.
them.
Yeah, and you were...
Yeah, Ratul needs to Ratul needs to redeem himself. We have an old drinking contest.
Oh,
going back then.
Oh, rematch.
You're insane. That stuff is nasty.
I feel like the last time there was a drinking challenge, somebody spit fiery grog all over Tobias.
I did, actually.
Was that Gok?
Yin was the only one I think that took all of his like a champ. I can't remember if Grybek did or not, but I know every time I managed to not lose it.
Yeah, I did it every time.
Sure, you are weird.
So
No
you
one-
guys...
You don't
No
know
one
harshness or
enjoys
nastiness until you've made wine or alcohol from acorns in the woods. You hear me? Don't go there. And just walks upstairs.
So are you hanging out to feast for a while?
Sure.
Humans are gross.
Well, Grybek's gonna finish this plate of meat in front of him easily.
Amara's gonna go. When she finishes eating, she's gonna start writing furiously.
I just followed her up immediately after she had mentioned the fire grog. I was like, I'll come back to the food. I got some questions on that.
Okay, well, we'll have to get back to you in a little bit then. So are you guys all done discussing the distribution of loots, gold, treasure? That's actually what I had intended this time here for, so...
Yes.
We're gonna do everything we talked
Well,
about.
yes, everything we did before, we do just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the other reason we had to do a cut before is because we had to give Jaredel hers.
Yeah,
She's not with us now.
right about that. All right, so everybody does kind of take a moment to refuel and replenish real quick, except for Yin Yang. He resists this treat, this feast that the DM laid out for you all.
Oh, he'll come back after he asks
I
some
worked
questions.
so hard
I'm
on
pretty
this,
sure it's
and
not
he's
going to
like,
take
nope.
30 minutes. Well, you kind of threw a wrench in it when you're like, yeah, he knows things. We knew you would be coming back, and we had no set date to return. He had no idea in and if we would return. And then the moment we return, we come through the portal to a waiting feast, and the only answer given is he knows things. I got questions.
Tobias is a pirate. Okay, that's all. That needs to be.
Okay.
There's
That's all
no
that needs
telling
to be
where
said.
this portal sent us in terms of distance from here. How
Would
did he
you
know
ask
the exact
Captain
moment?
Jack how he knows things?
Yes.
You just accept that Captain Jack knows things.
I
and you
just
let it
accept
go.
that Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, it kind of goes without saying. You don't really question because you know he's never going to give you an answer.
Not gonna give me an answer, so I'll
The
just
interesting
trust
question is how did he know when we were going to arrive? I'm curious about that. That doesn't make any sense when we were sent to I guess a set location. You knew where it was sending us, but he didn't know the exact date when we would return, if we were to return, and if we even managed to find the portal to get back.
All right. Well, these questions do need to be answered. So, is the rest of the party going to join Mr. Yang upstairs after a
Is
nice
this
little
sushi?
feast?
Right there.
It's a tray of victuals. Not really
Oh,
sure.
that was.
Did
I
you?
was like, is that really sushi?
Maybe. It's possibly sushi. They just wanted
If
to make
possible.
sure that everybody was pleased. They figured, the elf would want like some kind of food. So
Grybek's gonna grab some of the sushi and put it over the flame and cook it, and then eat it.
okay. Mara just looks at you like, "Oh, you uncultured."
cultured swine.
It was raw.
Cultured swine.
Not a swine. That's too generous.
Oh.
Yeah.
Grybek.
Yeah, so pretty much I would have followed her out and headed up while everybody was eating to talk to Tobias.
Okay. You were
So
just
Grybek-
Whenever we get to that.
you were
Whenever
just
we get to that.
insistent upon doing this, so let's get there.
Oh, I very much am. Yeah, I am. I don't like how just being watched without knowing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Doesn't
It's
enjoy
just
voyeurism.
Tobias doing that.
Well, you did your divination in front of me, so it's a little bit different when we first met.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get everybody on over to that ground floor. And you guys find yourselves walking up later. I'm going to give you a few moments up at the bar on your own. So the rest of you guys kind of stay where you are for the moment.
I mean, yeah, I gotta take this egg up to my room,
So as you go walking through the kitchen, you see Bella. You had kind of followed her up, and she had kind of just been talking to you, joking around with you, whatever, on the way up or whatever. As you kind of walk into the kitchen, you see Chef Snoot kind of looks over at you, and he's just like, and he just kind of turns and goes back to his cooking.
Yeah, we're still alive.
That was about all you're gonna get from little Snoot. So as you go walking up to the bar, and you see Tobias kind of standing back there, and he's got kind of a grin on his face, and he seems to be cleaning out, a glass with a nice and clean rag. This ain't no
me go
dirty
get-
old Ian.
Let me go and get one of them Fiery Grogs.
I knew you'd be wanting one of those.
You mind having one with me?
Huh. I got works to do.
I don't think one's gonna kill you.
Not today, me lad.
You don't have a drink with me.
I'll have a beer.
That's fine.
Never wanted to actually. Let me stay on your level though. And you see him pull out, and he pulls out this whiskey. And it just looks like this old bottle that's just been aged forever. He pulls out a nice cup, and he just pours it about half full. He just drinks about half of it, sets it down on the thing again, turns around and just goes over to there's this big boiling pot basically, and he comes over and he just like dips this ladle into it and just pours out this big huge cup of Fiery Grog. Takes it
luck,
over,
please still be with me.
and he sets
Big
it
cup.
down on the counter, and you see him grab this big long stick from under the counter. It seems to have this weird substance on the end of it. He drags it along the back of the rail, and you see it burst into flame, and he reaches it over and he touches it to the top of this grog, and it just instantly bursts into flame off the top of this mug.
Oh, I've been wanting one of these since falling in that damn cave.
Crazy.
Yeah, I just come up to the counter with a big old thing of mud in my hand, and I just say,
One for me too, please.
Oh yeah, have you made it there yet?
I said I was going to come up when I saw you leaving for the top.
Ah. Well, I pretty much left me immediately. I didn't stay and eat. I
Oh.
followed her out as that happened.
I'll probably be coming in 10 minutes after.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I'm trying
Right,
to get
so
this conversation in the camera screen for the viewers, but the way it's set up, I can't get it over there. It's annoying. But you guys are just going to have to do a little theater of the mind as these guys talk to Mr. Tobias Vane. So you do have a few minutes, as he's kind of talking to you, as he's pouring the whiskey, and then he pours your drink, as Ratul comes kind of sauntering up as well. Says, one for you too, then, oi.
Aye.
Turns around and gets another nice cup, dips it out for you, sets it on the counter, and then he drags another one of these wooden tinder-like objects across the back of the bar as it flares up. You see him reach over and light your fiery grog as well.
here's hoping you can hold it down this time. And I'll hold out a glass.
So, let's go back to that fiery grog challenge, because how does that go here?
I'm just hoping my save holds out again.
So, fiery grog is mighty strong stuff. When drinking the beverage, the consumer must make a DC 10 Constitution check just to avoid gagging and sputtering. Failing the check by 5 or more causes the consumer to immediately spit out or vomit the grog. The DC increases by 2 for each successive grog consumed.
You ready, Ratul?
So go ahead and roll those d20s on that Constitution check.
Ah!
14 to the win. 24. So, as you're drinking yours, Yin Yang, you're like, and this is like thick stuff. Like you almost feel like a twig in there as you're drinking it down, and you get through this stuff, and he set it down on the ground, on the counter. And you're like, yeah. Another fiery grog down. Yeah, and you see Ratul just kind of like looking at you out of the corner of his eye. And as you set it down and you look at him very confidently, he just goes and just like basically shoots the whole fiery grog down like it's a shot of whiskey. Just shoots it back, and he just like sets it back on the counter and just looks over at you.
Hey, good to see your stomach caught up with the rest of you. Now, Tobias.
Huh, impressive. Well, that'll be another one for you, lads, then.
Aye.
Maybe a little bit later in the evening. I got something I want to ask you.
He turns around, ladles out another big one, lights the tinder, slides a fiery grog across the counter at you, Ratul.
Your daughter said something rather interesting to us as we, at no given date, come through the portal to have hot food waiting for us. How exactly did you know when we were going to arrive?
Well, I thought you'd like a nice surprise.
Okay, don't skirt on my question, please.
Well, an old pirate's gotta have his secrets.
If there's one thing that Dungeon has taught me, it's ask questions.
Oh, that's a right smart lad. But, I don't suppose everything you've come across has given you the answers you've been looking for, has it?
That's what?
Huh?
You cut out.
Cut out.
He said, I don't suppose all the obstacles you've come across have given you the answers you're looking for, have they?
Most of them have.
Not this one.
I just don't. I'm just a little curious as to how, not a given date, you know exactly when we will arrive. Pretty much gives me the impression you're keeping an eye on us, but how and why?
Can't be sending me off into the wild without a little look-see every once in a while, eh?
I'm pretty sure we're not the first adventurers to go through.
Ah, but you're a curious bunch, aren't you?
That could be said about a few of us.
The rest of you guys can start wandering in
Yeah.
from your meal.
Is the broker, is he still in?
That one's always in.
Well, he's not dead. Okay.
Yeah. We're still waiting to meet the one that can make that happen.
Okay, well, fine. If you won't tell me how, tell me why. What about us has stuck out that makes you want to keep an eye on us?
There's just something about the lot of you. There's just, And he kind of trails off for a moment as Gok Sour Gut walks into the room.
It's called.
Do I notice his eyes trail?
Yeah, and you see he just kind of stops mid-sentence, and you see his eyes kind of look over, and they just follow Gok as he kind of walks through the main room.
Was he always black?
That's exactly the look on his face right now.
Oh, that's why.
Like I said, if there's anything that Dungeon taught me, it's asking questions. Prime example.
As few questions as possible, and life will give you everything you want.
Yeah, that's a fool's errand, Gok.
I feel like this is something I should worry about. What happened to your little friend there?
Still trying to get my head wrapped around it myself. Apparently there was something in that dungeon that found its way into him. We're still trying to figure out what exactly it is.
Something strong, I say. Something powerful.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's no maybe here. Gok Sour Gut, yes?
What? Yeah?
Will you be having
I think he's going by Blackrock now.
Yes, I am going by Gok Blackrock, because the Black Earth was going to get me into that copy.
With someone very close to you. Don't need the Red Earth and the Black Earth in this party, okay?
Probably hate me, honestly.
Oh, man.
I will not say names, though.
Gok Blackrock it is, then.
Yeah.
What is it that's gotten into you, little rock?
Okay. First off, you know, it's kind of like, you know what? Maybe I should just. I've been on very great adventures. I've slayed a dragon. Now, actually.
Gok Dragon Slayer, it is.
Yes.
Oh, well then,
We all
this
fought that
calls
dragon.
for something special.
Yes, but I slayed the dragon Yin Yang.
That nickname will stay.
He
forever
saved
now.
all of you from it.
You met the Nightshade, then, I take it. And he has a very, very pleased and amused look on his face as he's saying this. And he pulls the bottle back out of this whiskey, and he fills it again half full. And he just kind of slides it down the bar with an expert little shove of the glass, and it just stops right in front of you, Gok.
I mean, yes.
One
Of
on the
course.
house for the old Dragon Slayer, then, aye?
Yes, exactly. Well, cheer, and then drink it.
He drinks down the other. He raises his glass to you and drinks down the other half as he slams
Yeah.
it down on the counter. Been waiting for someone to take out that old bard.
Well, it was a very, very long fought battle. Quite a crafty opponent, but he was not fast enough to avoid my power.
Well, stories to tell then. Tell me more, lad. And you see him as the others come filing in. He starts filling up glasses full of ales, wine, dwarven ale, as you guys come in.
Seeing Ratul down the other one so eloquently again, I'm not one to fall behind. I'll take another Fiery Grog.
Okay. So as he's done, is the rest of you guys going to start walking up to the bar?
And I'm pretty much going to grab the Fire Grog and take it with me to our usual table if we end up go sitting. And I'm kind of like going to quietly try to look at Tobias and be like, I'd like to have a private conversation with you later. Something about your information network has caught my attention, and maybe you can give me some information.
Okay.
Do you have some time later that I could talk to you in private?
Sure, we can arrange that. I'm quite curious to see what you got in mind.
Just some questions, some things I don't know about. Some things I'd like some answers for, hopefully. And for you to know the dragon by name, when we would arrive and everything else, I'd imagine you have some pretty good informants. I don't necessarily like the idea of being watched, but I don't exactly have the power to stop it either.
Well, I wouldn't say it's like being watched or nothing, you know, but I like to look in on my friends every now and again.
I appreciate that, but like I said, I'd like to have a private talk with you later if I can.
If I might be so bold as to call y'all friends.
Sure, why not? We've been through a little bit together. We've been here a couple of months taking stuff out, doing stuff for you.
We'll be
You've treated us well. It's just I'm skeptical when I come through at a random date and been like, yeah, we knew you were coming. Kind of throws you for a loop.
Yeah, that's part of my job, lad. We'll be having a fiery grog yourself there, Grindstone. See, Brasnic just raises a finger.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so yeah, as you pound down another one, keeping up with your big green friend.
Well, I'm kind of just gonna be like seeing how Ratul did. I'm kind of just gonna turn my head back, open my throat, and
just try.
I'm not as big as he is, but I'm just gonna pour it in like a waterfall. Wipe my lip, slam it on the ground, and be like, yeah.
You're like Ratul's little brother. You're like the little brother that's always trying to be like Big Brother.
Well, no, it's just it's like a friendly little rivalry here.
I know. Just
Yes, friendly.
Yeah.
Until your Nick's like,
Hey,
alright, let's fucking
we are friendly. The violence happens to other things.
Let's fucking box and settle this shit, alright? Alright.
You're muted, by the way, Ratul.
Well, yeah, because my roommates are stuffing stuff into the freezer.
Oh, gotcha. I just happened to see it muted, and I saw you chuckling and laughing, so I wasn't sure if you'd realized you were.
Nope, I'm aware.
Can you lower your camera just a little bit? Blake?
Oh.
Perfect, thank you, sir. Alright. So, Brasnic is going to accept this challenge as well. So let me pull out the character sheet and roll a quick constitution check. So don't forget, you guys have passed 2 now, so your next DC is going to be at 14.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
If you decide to.
Of
Oh
course.
No!
No.
Oh no!
That's not 5
He doesn't- he
anymore, so
He
he
doesn't
doesn't
upchuck,
throw
but
it
he
up.
can't put it down.
No.
Wait,
so-
hold on. Wait, hold on a second. Isn't basically this is like a poison to him?
Well, alcohol is a poison.
No, it's not. It's not the poison. It's just stench.
Oh, for stench.
It's like, you know when you like smell really bad, like vodka.
I thought the fire grog was just like to be able to have the constitution to get it down, not necessarily the
Yeah,
smell.
it's like vodka.
Yeah.
Like really
So
low quality
he
vodka.
starts to drink it, and he's like, whoop, whoop, and he just kind of spits out like the top of it. It just kind of sprays out a little bit, and he's like, nope. And he just kind of slides it over to Ratul.
You got stabbed a few times. Take it easy.
As Ratul want to take it. As Ratul kills another one.
Fuck. One more.
Okay.
Oh, this is a big turnaround from before.
You see Tobias call out, and he's like, Snout, we're gonna need another batch back here. You're just drinking all the drug all the time.
Wait, I gotta
was
wait to
waiting
get
for
one?
that.
You don't have another one right now? I gotta wait till he makes it?
Yeah, he's got another one. Yeah, so you see him like kind of scraping one out. He pulls it out, and he's like, all right, we'll have to, you know how he gets. You'll have to let him cook up a little bit more before we can do this.
Kind of like, at this point, 3 was where he was at last time, and I was sauced, so he's like, oh boy.
You hear a loud clang clang of dishes and metal pans crashing
Yeah, I
in
just
the
look.
kitchen.
Yeah, I just look over at Yin Yang with a much more smug expression.
Fuck.
Ooh, and as you kind of look over at him, he kind of like gives you the look like, yeah, I got this, and all of a sudden you hear as he spits it out.
I don't upchuck.
You don't upchuck, but you do spit it out. And
Manliness.
and you can't drink anymore.
I can't draw a higher DC to force it.
I mean, I feel like that would have to be like double the increase. So your next roll would have to be at 18 DC.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at this and be like, nope, I'm not giving in and try.
Oh man, the matter of pride at this point.
And this is
Inspiration.
where
Inspiration.
this is where he throws up.
Inspiration for this.
No, inspiration.
No,
This is face value, Mara. Stay out of this.
It's the matter of
This
pride.
is Adam, not Mara.
Ah!
All right. So as you even like just grab your nose and you just gluk, 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 and you just force yourself through this thing, and as you set it down, you're like.
Just beats on my chest. I think I'm good.
I think
Yeah.
we're gonna call that good as well over here, mate.
Cut you off there.
As you see Judd, he's like, yeah, I'll take can I get like a whiskey's down here over here? You know, like just like make it a doubles. You don't even know what I had to deal with down there. Yo, Toby,
Have they steam job before?
Oh yeah, and as you kind of like, you know, you're thinking this in your head, kind of looking down at Judd, and you see Judd down there. He's like, you know, Toby, you know, I've been on a lot of these missions by now, and I just feel like it's getting crazy, you know, like every time we just go through this thing, it's just nuts. You see Tobias just kind of look over at him and just kind of smiles a little bit and nods at him.
Poor John.
So I noticed that Grybek kind of went over and sat at the company's table over here.
Yep.
As you were
Grybek's got
making... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll say Grybek's got a bunch of parchment out and a quill, making his notes to the dwarven clans of where Kundakar is.
Okay,
He's gonna send the info out.
perfect.
He's gonna do that while he's sober.
Go ahead and roll a perception check while you're sitting over there.
Hey. See, that's sober Grybek right there.
As you're sitting there, you can't help but overhear this conversation at this other table, this other large table by the fire. And it's almost annoying, just because you are trying to sit and focus on your writing, trying to talk to the different, chieftains of the dwarf clans and whatnot. And you hear this guy that you immediately take to be some sort of a noble, and he's got these two guards standing behind him, looking very tough and menacing. And across the table you see this woman sitting there, and she does appear to be kind of lightly armored, but more in a very priestly sort of a fashion. And you do see these two other men standing behind her, and they seem to be wearing some sort of robe, like garments. And you hear this noble man, you just kind of like fade into the conversation as at the beginning of it, the annoyance part. He said, well, you're not allowed to practice your rights in my town, and there's nothing you can do to force us to allow this thing. And you see this priestess just kind of sitting across the way. And they kind of continue on with this conversation. And basically, throughout the course of it, you get the idea that some sort of a religious sect or something has moved into a local town. And this noble seems to be one of the leaders of this town, and he seems to be kind of having this meeting and trying to inform this person that their religion or their cult or whatever it is that they have going on is not welcome in the town. And you see like the two guys in the robes standing behind this priestess seem to be becoming more and more agitated as this conversation is going on. But you just see this priestess just very calmly sitting there and responding, and in the way that she's responding and the things that she's saying, you see it just kind of making the noble, who seems to be kind of animated already, kind of like wormy, like a very wormish kind of a dude. They're very animated, and he just seems to be getting more and more frustrated as this conversation is going on. So that is happening as you're kind of sitting there and writing your notes. Mara Portai, what in the world are you up to?
I walked straight over to the broker.
Oh boy. Are we getting right into this, guys? It's almost 9 o'clock.
I mean, we
We
could
gotta
end it
stop.
off very easy. Yeah.
There is. I probably am going to save the broker stuff for next week, and we'll.
That's fair.
we'll
But
get
she's
into
still
that.
gonna walk over.
Okay, perfect.
You may decide I don't want to see her, but
Oh, you approach me, Vorda.
Well,
Approach.
I mean, from what you guys remember, according to both Mara and the broker, they have a previous relationship of some sort of knowing each other. So there is that.
Yeah.
You also do notice that Meister Simon is sitting here at his table, and he seems to be kind of looking over this list, and you see like this quill just kind of floating in the air by itself, and it's like writing down, and you see it like strike through something, and then it's like writing other notes just kind of on its own as he's perusing it. So, was there anything else you guys wanted to do up at the bar?
Well, I'm gonna keep drinking grog until I can't drink any grog.
Okay. It is going to be a little bit before Chef Snoot is able to whip up another batch of that. He and Tobias just says, "When it's done, we'll have Brasnic bring you some over, yeah."
I mean, I'm going to take this egg up to Maru and figure out how the heck do I handle this thing.
I'm just gonna look at him like, let me know when you've got that time to talk, and I'll pretty much just go join Grybek at the table.
Okay.
Grybek's got all of his letters done, but how does the mail work in Fantasyland?
Mail work this time.
We have those couriers.
there's also magic that you can use to send him information. It's just much more expensive generally.
This is snail mail. I wrote a letter.
Yes, but someone would transcribe it into probably an equivalent of that can be sent over long distances using magic.
Brasnic's actually going to head upstairs too. He's tired. He wants to take a nap. That fiery grog, failing the fiery grog challenge was just too much. So he's going to join you up in that room there, Gok. He sees you playing with the egg, and he just kind of shakes his head. He just shakes his head.
I thought we all had our own
and rolls
individual
over.
rooms.
What? That would be very
I thought we all had
expensive.
our own rooms.
I mean, Mara's got her own room
Yeah, it's not even in this building.
because she would demand it.
Yeah, she literally has a place that she lives here in this town that she owns.
Yeah.
Grybek will get a room for him in Shorhala. It's his money. He's actually gonna spend money.
So anyway, so you're just gonna kind of hang out with this egg and see what's going on with it, or what are you trying to do there?
Who?
Or Gok?
What?
I don't know, maybe... Do I have anything that can work as some kind of artificial heating thing? Yeah. No, I can give a looking like doing something. Or the sound that I'm doing something. Whatever.
I mean, you could just, curl up with it and just cuddle the thing to keep it warm.
Yeah, just gonna wrap it in sheets. Hopefully that'll work,
I feel like
word.
Gok's gonna end up with a really stinky egg after about a week.
What do you mean?
You're gonna kill the baby before it even comes out of the egg.
What? Wrapping up in a...
I want to do your check for a
You gotta keep it
animal
warm, man.
handlings.
Its first word better be mama.
I
would
mean,
let's roll a animal handling check on this situation here, Gok. Because
see if it's a hard-boiled egg or if it's a what.
serious doubts of your ability to take care of an egg.
I mean, I have complete faith in my ability.
I mean, a
Is this
chicken egg,
animal
you gotta
handling?
literally
'Cause he's
keep
not
a
born
chicken
yet.
egg under an incubator to
Does
freaking...
this even...
Like, it's gotta be like heat lamp level heat.
Animal handling for sentient being. That's
Yeah, I don't know. Like, does it...
maybe nature.
I say we make this intelligence.
Oh yeah, it's a nature check, you're right. Let's
A
go
nature check. Sure. It's about as good.
You're
It's
right.
a little bit better, but it's not, like...
He's gonna kill the egg.
Yeah, you
And
pretty much
inspiration.
feel like just wrapping it up in a blanket's good. You know, it should be fine.
I don't know. I mean... Like, hens kind of sit on it. I thought of a genius plan. I will call Jot to me.
Mara's having internet issues.
Okay.
I will call Jot to me.
Alright.
He will, I guess, sit on the egg. Whatever. Perfect.
Deep.
Okay.
So,
You have been
You
brought down to the level of
mentally
caretaker.
call for Jot. And
Yeah.
a few moments later, he's like, bloop, as he kind of appears before. He's like, "Yeah, all right, boss. What kind of a job you got for me? What are we gonna do? We're gonna go steal something? You want me to like get my
No.
hands on something like, just really shinies or something like that? Like you got something good for me, right, boss? What are we up to?
I mean, I've got a very important job.
Oh yeah. I like important jobs.
Okay, do you
What
see that egg over there?
Yeah. What
I
about
need you to sit on it for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to sit on the egg, boss?
Yeah. I want you to sit on the egg like a hen does. There other comes out. Just like place your body on top of the egg. And you can lie down on it.
Yeah, I know what you mean when you say sit on the egg, boss, but I'm just like, it's kind of blowing my mind that you're asking me to sit on an egg right now. Like, I'm like
do that for
8,000
me?
years old over here, boss. I've never sat on an egg in my whole life.
Look, this is going to be very important. I want it to be like Ratool when it grows up. Okay?
It's a lizard. It's a stinky lizard.
It's going to be a killing machine.
You want me to sit on a stinky lizard egg?
I want you to help hatch the killing machine of my future army.
You want me to be a troglodyte, mama?
Oh my god.
Just lie down on the egg, okay? What if I pay you for it, huh?
I'm gonna make this super weird. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna make this the weirdest thing you've ever seen.
Oh my
He's
god.
gonna molest the egg. Like dry humping on the egg, bumping and grinding.
Oh god, why? Why?
Not even born yet, guys.
This show is not for kids.
This is so not for kids. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get taken off by Twitch.
I don't know about that part, but don't let your kids watch.
Oh, I didn't go that bad, but there's definitely a visual in there when you
We're
read the
getting
year that you're just
fucked
like,
up in
oh
this
god.
place. All right, so
We're getting messed up, Jesus. Look.
Witchy Lee's dying, so there's that.
Okay, one
She's
somebody
all laughs and tears out there.
happy about it. Sure.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I need you to just, like, lie down on the egg, okay?
Okay, boss, but this is like going on the list of things that I've done for you that, like, you owe me for is like big times. Like the next time I got like a little stash of some goodies, like protect a guy, you know what I mean? You let your big little ogre friend over there just shake a guy.
Look, you're doing this for me so that I completely ignore about the whole ratting out thing earlier, okay, Josh? How about I put it that way?
You know, boss, I mean, why you gotta bring up old stuff? You know, like we're talking about like things that just happens and stuff. You
Because
wanna
how
bring
Less
up-
than
can
a day
I
ago.
trust you in the future? You understand me? You do this, and then we're even, okay?
I mean,
And
you know,
I don't know, I'll pay somebody to do this for me, okay?
you know I'm like a demons and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You want me
You
to,
also
like-
have pretty good body heat. Now get on the egg. Get on the egg over there.
Why don't
It's
you
taking
ask?
so long.
Why don't you ask Flim Flam to do this thing? He like makes fires and stuff.
I mean, I have seen
That's
other
true.
sentient
Somebody
beings
talking about
do
me?
this better. Yeah, okay. I've seen other people do this better. Come on.
You watch somebody sit on an egg?
No, but
Oh God,
But
I wonder what
actually,
Gok's
yeah.
internet history looks like.
Gaki?
Yeah.
You know, boss, you open yourself up to like new levels of what's going on inside that mind of yours. Like every time I talk to
Look.
you.
you just make me so frustrated sometimes. I just start spouting out nonsense, okay, Josh? You understand that?
I mean, why can't you sit on the eggs, boss?
Because I have you to sit on the egg.
Logic.
This is going
Fuck.
down as like worst job ever. And he goes over and he sits on the egg. He just like does like the thinking man pose. Like he's just sitting on this egg, like full on chin on fist.
This whole quip is amazing.
Okay,
Just disappointed.
good. Now I'm going to go to bed, and you better be sitting on that egg when I wake up. Okay?
Yeah. I'll be right here, boss. I ain't going anywhere. You just got me on lockdown. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Good. Better. We gotta go to sleep now. On that note.
He looks over at Brasnic. He's like, "Oh, wait, did you see what I did to this egg?" All right, so we're gonna go back downstairs.
It's pretty good.
So as you guys are kind of pulling up to the table here, the three of you sitting there, obviously Jot is not there because he is currently being an egg sitter. What did you guys want to kind of do with the evening here?
I still, whatever everybody else is done doing, I still need to have a talk with Tobias.
Can I? I know you. I'm not gonna see. We're not gonna do anything with the broker tonight. But I'm gonna like try and get audience with him.
Okay. As you come closer, you do see the Shroud and Maddox both kind of
Maddox,
Maddox.
the Shroud. I nod my head a little bit in recognition.
And they both kind of, stand up a little bit straighter, but they kind of nod at you, obviously in recognition. And you hear a voice kind of call out from the booth. Well, Marabor Die, you have returned. Would you like to
Did
join?
you have doubts?
About you? No, dear. Would you like to sit with me before we meet with your friends?
There's a lot we have to discuss.
Indeed. What is on that brilliant mind of yours, Marabor?
There are some things I should have known before going in. Specifically, who I was working for meant peace and quiet is going to be hard to come by in the next, I don't know, few months or years, depending on what happens.
That one is tenacious.
I'm gonna slide into the opposite side of the booth. Just walk through and sit down,
Okay.
and I'll have a chat with the broker.
Okay. They don't stop you.
I'll leave it to everyone else. If anyone else wants to do anything now? I just wanted to get her in there. We're gonna have a chat about some things.
Okay. So, as you guys are, did Ratul or Yin Yang want to do anything like here at the table, or were you just kind of hanging out?
Hanging out, waiting for my grog, and basically still eating my leg of mutton that I brought up from below.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
pretty
kinda
much
pulled
hanging
the whole
out,
thing
shooting
up.
the shit
All right. So
while I wait for.
Razia
later.
does eventually make her way over, and she brings you all some ales, dwarven ale, whatever it is that you prefer to drink, as you're kind of sitting down, and then tells you that the grog will be up in a few moments. And as she kind of heads back off and disappears around the corner, you kind of hear her voice, kind of trill out. And a few moments later, I'm cooking it up right now. You just want to rush a guy, and you just can't rush a grog.
I love his voice. It's so great.
It's awesome.
I love it.
It's got to be done. So, I think I'm actually going to call it here for tonight. I know it was a super short session for tonight, so everybody that's watching, just so you guys know as well, I have returned to work. I'm so excited about that. I've been working for 3 days again now, and I'm happy to be back and making money, but I'm super frustrated with dealing with people and the COVID thing. It's like, stay home, but at the same time, come in here and buy things because I need to make money. But yeah, anyway, so on Sundays, I am working a COVID schedule at the moment. So on Sundays, I'm going to be working until 6 o'clock. So we're not going to be starting until probably 6:45 at the earliest for the next couple of weeks until we are out of this quarantine situation. Just so any viewers that are watching, just so you guys do know, that is going to kind of be the case. So definitely tune in around 6:45. I'll, of course, be putting out the blast into Discord, onto Twitch, onto Facebook, the groups that I'm in, things like that. I'm definitely trying to advertise a little bit more, get people to come in and check out all these beautiful faces as we play some Dungeons & Dragons. And thanks for everyone that's out there and been joining us. We definitely appreciate you for that. Please come back and see us again next week. We're going to be doing finishing up some little adventures here, some storytelling stuff, going through the Manicore's Tales, the name of this bar that these guys kind of habitate when they're not out delving into dungeons. And then, of course, some story stuff to get us set up for the next dungeon. It is going to be the Shrine of Tomoa-chan, and that is going to be coming up here real soon. I'm very excited for it. It's an Aztec setting, so like an ancient Aztec ruin, like a, so I'm very excited about that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've always had a lot of love for that whole time period. So anyway, little knowledge about John. I like all kinds of crazy shit. So thanks for hanging out with us again. Again, I apologize for the short session. Thanks to you guys for hanging out with us and doing this D&D thing each and every week. I love telling these stories with you guys. And we will be seeing you guys again real soon. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, guys. Stay safe out there.
Good night.
Yeah, stay safe. Good night.
Definitely. Please stay safe.